So is everybody clear that you don't need the lowest interest rate? You don't need the highest credit score. You want to have the right credit score for you. You also want the right interest rate for you. You don't need the lowest. You don't need the highest. But let me show you something that most people are totally unaware of. Oh my goodness. I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your mind. Okay? So remember, there was just a few years ago when interest rates were just crazy, like 12%. I'm going to put $100,000 in, okay, at a ridiculous 12% interest. All right. In fact, let's just do 60,000. Okay. Because there wasn't too long ago where a great house could only cost you $60,000, but the interest rates were higher, somewhere in between 12 and 18%. Okay. So I'm putting that on the screen right now. All right. And here we go. 12%, $60,000. The payment is $617.17. Look at this. Now, when you look at how much money goes to principal and how much money goes to interest, if you didn't know how to read this thing, you would be undone. You mean out of my payment, only $17 goes to principal and almost $600 goes to interest? That's at 12%. I'm going to do another one. Duplicate this tab. We're going to do another one at 18% because it's been higher, up to 18%. Now, Don, how is that helping me? Remember the code. Interest payments I skip don't matter. Look at this. Look at 18%. Look what's going on here. $4.25. $4.25 goes to principal. $900 goes to interest. Did you know this is legal? And people were doing that on $60,000 loans? It wasn't too long ago. It was happening. But if you know how to read this thing, now, you know what to do. Just in case you're new to the room, can I get a few more shares in here? I got 40 people in here right now, and some other people need to hear this. No stingy energy, folks. Let's get this out in the hallway. Let's invite some other people in to see what's going on. Let's go back first to the 12% interest rate. Do you see here that the principal payment is $17.34? Look at this, $17.34. All I have to do is come up with an extra $17.34 to wipe out line one. Jermaine, are you hearing this? Are you still in the room?
I'm here. I have my 9-year-old daughter listening too.
Oh my gosh, she needs to listen.
Hi, Jay.
Hi there, how are you? But isn't this crazy how $17 can wipe out a whole line on your amortization schedule just because the interest rate is at 12%?
It is. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but that's the game.
That's the game.
That's the game. And that's why people like you are so important, man. You don't know how much you're helping people.
Listen, man. Listen, for a year's worth of principal, if we add all up a year's worth of principal, it comes to $217.78. If we prepay the $217.78, it knocks out a year's worth of payment at 12% interest. And we don't have to pay all that interest cost. Let's go over here. Oh my gosh. The 18%. Look at this. 18% interest. What if people knew how to read an amortization schedule back then when it was 18%? Look at the tiny principal payments. All you would have to do is come up with an extra $4.38. Even if you are only making $1 an hour, my, you could work 4 hours and kill a whole payment on your mortgage. I want you all to see here something. Cumulative principal is $55.43. Look at what happens. When you prepay $55.43, you kill over $9,896.33 worth of interest you never have to pay. Folks, stop listening to the experts that are telling you that you want to do everything you can to get the lowest interest rates possible, especially those who are saying, wait, for the interest rates to go back down before your purchase. Get your house where it is. If you can afford the payment, you're good to go. But please, 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 if you're not trying to cash out refi and your finances are in good shape and you can continue to make that payment, do not, when the interest rates go back down, and they will, don't refinance. Stay where you are. Let us show you how to pay this off in 7 to 9 years at the higher interest rate. And it makes it easier and faster and cheaper at the higher interest rate than it is at the lower one. If you want to manage your loans better, then learn how not to pay all of that interest.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.